Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Yolanda Cooper with Yolanda Motivates. And as you know, I am here to encourage, empower, and to motivate you to be your best self. I am so excited about this episode because I have some peeps on here, y'all. Some other married couples, honey. They cute like us. And so we are so excited to have them. And we're talking this evening really about love is fun. That's really what we're talking about. So we're going to make some introductions. I'm so excited to have the Hensleys, and I'm going to have them share. Just tell us a little bit about you guys, about how you met, how long you've been together. Just tell the audience about who you are, Hensley.
Jerry and Paul Hensley. We've been together married for 26 years.
Okay.
It'll be 27 in June. But together 30 plus years.
Wow.
Yes, wonderful 30 plus years.
Come on now.
Raised in Columbus, Ohio. We knew each other in high school, enjoyed each other's company then, and enjoying each other's company now.
Love it. We also have another couple who's very special to me and my husband, the Allens. Tell us about you guys. Tell us a little bit about how you met and how long you've been together.
Hey, everybody. So I'm Fran and Al Allen. We've been together. Come this September, we will have been married 39.
39.
When did you get married?
You
were
teenagers.
44 years. Is my high school sweetheart. I chased him down until I got him. And so we've been married going on 39 years. We have a set of twins that are 30. They'll be 30 this year. And this is my man.
That's right.
I love him. That's all I'm saying. He's my man.
I love it. Well, this good looking thing right here, myself, we've been married 27 years.
Right,
It'll be 28 years in August, but we've been together 37 years. Yes, this is my high school sweetheart. We went to the prom together. And as they say, this is my boo right here, y'all.
Wait, year of high school. She couldn't take it any longer. She missed out 3 years.
Is that what it was?
Being with me, and she couldn't take it any longer. And as Fran said, she chased me down. Chased me down, and I had to give in. Now that's not the full story, but that's what I'm going with tonight.
Stick with.
That's what I'm going with tonight.
I got him. He saw me and said, "Who is that?"
I said, "Ooh la la."
Well, again, as you know, we're talking about love is fun, and even just us starting out and talking about how we met and talking about how long we've been together. That's exciting because really we have over 100 years of marriage on this screen. And we take that sometimes lightly because I'm sure those even who are listening in could attest, you really don't hear that often, especially when you're dealing with young couples like us who usually they don't stand the test of time, if you will. And so I'm excited to hear how excited we are about how long we've been together and how we met and all of that. So I often wonder, we started out having fun, but how do you keep the fun in your marriage? Like how are you able to come on and after over 20 some years and 30 years together and married, how do you keep that fun going? Allens, talk to us.
Well,
I see, first of all, just looking at each other.
Right.
Al and I were married for 10 years before we had kids. So we were already having fun before they got here. So when they got here, it just added to the fun of just having those two lives we were responsible for. And then they've been gone for 10 years. So we're just back where we started.
Okay.
Like they never left.
Okay. All right now.
Love it.
One of the things I was going to say is I don't advise young marriage, but it was good for us. And so we got married at 21 years old. And again, it took us almost 10 years before we had children. So we kind of grew, we were broke together. We messed our credit up together. bought homes together, all of those kind of things. So we kind of grew up together. So we really got a chance to know each other.
Yeah, and that's important. You said something significant when you said that you kind of like grew up together. So you kind of grew together, which I think is good to understand that a lot of times keeping the fun in marriage is understanding each other. And I'll use the concept that just came to me, like a garden, if you will. Like as they begin to grow together, weeds and pop up, like situations pop up and things pop up. But once that flower bed began to unite and grow and understand each other, understand which way I'm supposed to go and understand which way the other's supposed to go. But at the end, we're coming together as one to create this beautiful bouquet. I feel like that was very important what you said about growing together. But Hensley, talk to me a little bit about your thoughts. How do you keep the fun in your marriage?
So I'll echo the fact that we've grown together. So Jerry and I knew one another in high school, started dating in college. And so the first thing I'll say is, I think about it, and she's been a part of my life for 32 of my 53 years on this earth. And so that's a lot of time for us to learn one another, to grow. Similar sense of humor, similar family backgrounds. Our families came together really early on in our relationship. So we've not known anything but her parents, my parents, all coming together for the holidays. So what's always been a blessing is throughout our relationship, we've never had to spend some time at my parents' house, some time at her parents' house. When we started dating seriously, we all came together as a family. And so whether it's through spending time with one another or family functions, I mean, us as a people, we have fun. So there are things that we reflect on that happened at Christmas dinner or 4th of July cookouts or what have you. And so just over time, just becoming even better friends and enjoying one another's company.
I love it. I love it. That's important. And you said something that I think is profound as well. You said how even spending time, not just with each other, but with family. And you said those times causes us to create stories, if you will, that allows us to reflect. And so those reflections now kick in another segment to allow us to have fun. And I thought that was really great because I think even married couples today don't understand the value of making sure that you connect with your family, not necessarily just you two in the household. So that was very key. Let me hear from you, sweetie. How do you keep the fun in this marriage? How do we do it?
Well, I think you have to be intentional about trying to keep fun in your marriage. You can't. Oftentimes, people just take the relationship for granted and they put it on autopilot or auto cruise, and they're just going through the motions and forget what it took to catch her eye or to catch his eye. And whatever it took to get them, you have to continue doing that. You have to continue shaving and making sure you're presentable, and making sure that and you go through the motions of making sure that you still looking good. Although you look good in everything, regardless, you don't have to do anything to look good to me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
But just being intentional about trying to keep fun, energy, romance in the marriage. Otherwise, it's just going to get stale.
Yeah, that's good. And I like your word intentional. Go ahead, Mr. Hensley.
Now, I was going to mention something else. So fun has gone in different stages, right? So, for example, fun for us when we were without our son was traveling, going to dinner, going to concerts. And then our son was born. So fun was Disney. As he got a little bit older, fun was videotaping him at his concerts and recitals, and then he got older and traveling to soccer games, so on and so forth. And so now that he has graduated, he's working. We've gotten him off the payroll, y'all. Now it's back to us again, and again, now we are having a different type of fun. Just kind of revisiting, like, man, it's just us again, and not in a bad sense, but it's like we can do whatever we want to do. What do you want to do?
Right.
And so I work a lot. Well, we all work a lot, but Jerry has a hard time sometimes pulling me away from work. So oftentimes what she will do is plan something. We can plan a getaway and not have to worry about, well, we got to be back for, Paul's to get practice, school, or something like that. So just different stages in life, we experience different types of fun and different types of
Very good.
That's an excellent point. And it kind of leads me into what I would like to know from you while you're talking is tell me a time when you were on a fun trip, or give me something that you did fun recently, or that you can really eyeball and say, oh my God, that was so much fun that you two have done.
Go ahead. Because I know, girl, you always happy.
No. Okay, again, as my husband has shared, we traveled a lot before we had a child, and then the traveling kind of stopped, or went a different route. It changed, yeah. And there was a time though when we had our child, we were with family, and we went to the Bahamas. And they always have like activities for you to do. So my husband is very stiff when it comes to movement. And I was surprised that he participated in when he had to put on a little grass skirt. Had to do a little wiggle, shake. And I was like, that's my husband. And then he won. So for me, I was like, that was out of his comfort zone. That's not him. And it was fun to see that. And so for his child to see it, for the family to see that type of fun. Because although he's a jokester, he's not one to put himself out and perform like that. So that was, I always want to get back to something like that where he's out of his element.
Yeah.
I feel like he does something different, and it brings back those memories.
Yes, love is fun, honey. Love is fun. Alice, now I do know about you all because we've been with you guys for so many years. I know you guys work hard. As Paul Hensley said, we all work hard. But what I do know about you too is that you always make time to pull away from your taxing jobs to not only with the family, but even for you two. So tell me a time, just tell me one time, tell the audience a time, a trip or something you've taken that was just fun, and what made it so much fun.
Well, I have to say that we turned 50 10 years ago. And so we had all these things planned for our 50th, and we went to Toronto, and we had all these things planned, and then we got invited to John Legend's wedding in Italy. And because most people don't know that Johnny was our musician when we were in Scranton. So he was like our son, another son, because he was so young. So when he got married, we went to Italy, but we stayed there 9 days past the wedding.
Wow.
To make it a trip of a lifetime. He is a history buff. So he loved the ruins, and we went to Rome, and
wow.
I watched him. I was excited because he was excited.
Wow.
Read about, and so it was just wonderful. It was just the two of us. We had a travel agent plan it, and we had so much fun. We did Florence, and we did Pisa, and we did Rome, and Lake Como, and it was amazing. I was with my best friend, and it was a bucket list for him. And he would, anything that we can go and see, kind of history studying that we could go and see. We spent a day at the ruins.
Wow.
Look at my face.
Oh, they fall in love.
Before we went, I told her to pick the day we're going to the ruins because we're staying there all day. So she got to pick the day that we were going. She knew.
So she knew about it.
And we stayed there all day.
All
But it was
day.
wonderful. And this is a memory we will always have. If we never make it back to Italy again, it was just a memory that we always have.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's one that stands out for us.
I love it. I love it. And I can add, I think for us too, we like to have fun. You know, like we all know the jobs that we have, it allows us sometimes to be pulled away where we don't get that time or opportunity to really go. But what would you say was, well, I mean, every trip, every day is fun with me.
Yeah, I like what Brother Paul said, the stages, because I really love family, and so to be able to travel one-on-one with you is one type of enjoyment. But then when we're able to include our son on vacation, that's another type of enjoyment. So last year was it last year when we went to Daytona Beach? Last year, or the year before?
I think it was the year before.
Year before
when you graduated.
Yeah, the year before, we were able to, after General Conference, we went from Orlando up to Daytona Beach, and we spent 7 days or something like that at Daytona Beach, and everything was right there. So we just walked out the condo complex and went down to the beach and go to the main strip, was right there. And so because we were isolated in the pandemic for those 2 years, just to break free from that and be able to do it with your family, that was an enjoyable time. And if I can sneak in one more,
of course you can.
Probably because we like to travel and we like cruises because everything is included, all included. And I think it was maybe 2 or 3 cruises ago. This was my favorite because I'm more of an introvert, and I'd rather be at home chilling than out. And so we were on a cruise.
Was it the class reunion one?
It was the one before that.
Okay.
And it was the one where we would get up at right before breakfast was going to end. We'd go to breakfast, come back to the room, go to sleep, get up for lunch, get up, go to lunch, come back to the room, maybe watch a movie. I mean, normally when you go on cruise, you have all those excursions and all of that, and your day, you're on the go. This one, we just relaxed. We weren't worried about getting off the boat. We weren't worried about going on any type of tour. Yeah. Everything was slow paced, and we did everything we wanted to do in terms of relaxing. That was my type of vacation. And so that one sticks out in my mind.
When I like to be on the go,
she likes to go.
Both couples on here know me. We've been together long enough to know that I'm that extrovert, like to be go, talk, move, go. But like he said, this one was really relaxing. And I think that's where it comes in when you talk about couples with compromising and understanding who you're with and understanding that person so that you can provide that opportunity, because fun looks different for individuals. You have to understand that. But when you're in a relationship and to keep the fun, I think you have to be sensitive to what fun they like. Just like Fran gave the look, okay, all day in the ruins. Love that. And so she made those efforts to make sure he as well had fun. And I know that he likes to chill. I know that he likes to relax. And so that was an opportunity. I remember that late night. We laid out on the deck and watched a movie. You know, where me, I wanted to know what's going on. But I allowed myself to make sure that I made that time for him. And so it's all about the fun and the love. So I want to carry this question on, because now we're talking about how we are different in relationships, right? Talk to me a little bit about why or how do you think couples lose the pizzazz? How do you think they lose the excitement in marriage, whether they've been married a short time, a long time? How do you think that happens? Because we know it happens and it can happen. Go ahead, Hensley's.
So I think that like communication is huge, and a lack of communication can lead to dysfunction. When you were talking about how people are different, couples are different, and enjoy different things, Jerry will tell you when we started dating, I said, we're cool as long as you allow me two things, right? Allow me to work out and allow me to watch my games. And whatever you want to do, right?
Do you see that, Al?
My man.
Hey, and so that was like, that was something that was communicated early in our relationship. And so what I appreciate is Jerry has never, it wasn't like she said, okay, and then she cop an attitude because I'm watching games all day. You know what? She'll do something that she will enjoy. Now, and then we'll come together and do something that we enjoy. Now, what's funny though is when we all were talking about spending the day and the entire day in the ruins, right? For me, the first couple of days of March Madness, even if Ohio State, pardon my English, ain't in it, which they ain't gonna be in it, right? I'm watching games all day. So we were dating, and we were in my parents' basement. And you know, games go, it's game after game.
Don't we know?
Watch the game with me, right? So I got up, used the restroom, sat back down, and she's sitting there. She's like, "Another game, Paul?" I'm like, "It's March Madness," right?
I stuck it out. I did. But the truth is, after that, I did not get suckered into game after game after game. I learned that, okay, he's serious when he says this is all I want to do. So when the games were over, then we had our time.
Right.
So I learned to balance that out. And my friends would laugh because we would bring the kids together. And where's your husband? He's watching a football game. Oh no, that's not right. Your husband needs to be here. No,
that's right.
He's doing, and I'm here with you guys.
That's right. That's right.
And we all come together. So that's the piece, is when he says communication, not to forget that, because you were communicating when you were dating, when you were enjoying each other. Communication is going to look and sound different, but it has to continue.
That's good.
Amen.
That's good. That's good. Alan, do you want to chime in?
Well, Fran has already told you that her and I are 59 years old, and I've already told you we've been married since we were 21 years old. And the truth of the matter is, neither one of us came from a two-parent household. So we didn't have an example of what a healthy Black marriage looked. We just did not. And so one of the things that we kind of committed ourselves to early in our marriage was that, one of us get mad, leaving the house, that's not an option. Whether we're gonna be together to feel that's off the table too. Now, we might have to kill each other, but we're gonna stay together until it's over. And one of the things is, I think you both are right. You have to be intentional, and you have to communicate. I tell young couples all the time, it's usually not finances that destroy marriage. It's not a lack of intimacy or even sex that destroys the marriage. It's a lack of communication about it.
Yes.
Right. Amen.
That's good. That's good.
He told me a long time ago, and he 10 toes down on this. He said, I can do a lot of things, but read your mind. So if you want something, you need to tell me. No dramatics, no, just tell me what you want. Tell me what you need, and I'm going to make it happen. But you hear people say, well, he should just know, or she should know. Obviously, they don't. And
right.
So, like he said, with communication, that's
Amen.
He works out and he watches football. I don't bother him. I won't let anyone else bother him.
Right.
You have all week to get your counseling session in with Pastor. When football season comes and the Steelers are on, it's over.
Yeah.
I guard that.
Right.
Sure, he got to have some time where his mind is just free to wonder about football. So I appreciate that.
And after the Steelers season this year, they didn't want to talk to me on no Sunday evening anyhow.
Wow. Can I chime in?
Absolutely.
Okay. I would agree with both couples, and what I'm hearing is, along with communication, is sacrifice and compromise. That in order
That's
to
good.
have a successful marriage, you have to be willing to sacrifice. I don't like to do everything that you like to do, but if I know you like to do it, and it brings you joy and enjoyment, then I'm willing to sacrifice, and vice versa. You do the same thing for me. And so just being willing to make those type of sacrifices and compromise, to be able to compromise to where you're not always insistent on having your way.
That's good.
It didn't get into an attitude when you don't get your way.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think younger couples experience that a lot, and it goes back to the lack of communication. You didn't discuss it ahead of time. You didn't have that, baby, I'm only asking for two things. You didn't have that conversation up front. And so now you're 6 months in, 2 years in, and he wants to watch the football game, and you want to spend time, and it's causing it's creating that type of chaos in the marriage. And so it's that communication, sacrifice, and compromise.
I love it. Communicate, sacrifice, compromise to keep the love and the fun. Fun and the love. There it is, fun and the love. Well, let's talk a little bit about fun. So I'm gonna ask you a would you rather question. A would you rather? So I'll start with you, Hensley's, Jerry and Paul. Would you rather have to dance every time you walk or sing every time you speak? Would you rather?
Okay, so I'm going to answer for Paul, and he's going to answer for me.
Oh,
because he should know this answer.
Uh-oh.
He would rather sing, or was it rather sing than
sing?
talk? Yep, and that's because my man, my boo, sang to me on our wedding day as I was walking down the aisle with my daddy.
Wow.
Not a dry eye in the sanctuary.
She wouldn't let me sing to her. She wouldn't let me sing to her.
Would you say, Yolanda? Talents, right? You
Right.
talent.
And what about Jerry, Paul?
She would rather dance.
You know it.
She like, yep.
I love it.
All that energy. She wants to, she prefers to dance.
Yes, and I see it even when she's in school.
Yeah.
I mean, she has the energy, honey. She's in the hallway. Kid, this what you need. This. Here we go. And she do a little shake with it. I love it. Okay, Allens, would you rather? Would you rather dance every time you walk, or would you rather sing every time you speak?
Well, I guess mine would have to be dance every time I walk, because I can't care. Just real quick.
You know yourself. I love it.
My children, we used to have what we call family conferences, and anybody could call a family conference if there was a problem. And so one Sunday after church, Hasim and Lexi said, Dad, we want to call a family conference. I said, all right, let's have a family conference. And he said, when I would tell them something and I was serious about it, I would say, let me tell you something. Don't you ever do Well, they said to me, Daddy, listen to us what? Today, while after you got through preaching and the choir broke into a song, you sang into the microphone. They said, don't you ever do that again.
I had that same conversation. Yeah.
Me, of course, is dance.
Hey.
I was like Zumba was my thing before the girl retired, and I'm always moving. I break into
yes.
moonwalk. I'll moonwalk into the operating room every night.
What you say?
Definitely is dance.
Okay.
Now let me answer for you.
Go ahead, honey.
Definitely sing. She sings. She'll make a song out of anything. Good morning. Good.
You must be in our building because she is on that.
She'll make a song. She every morning when our son was a baby, she would always sing a song, changing his diaper. I'm changing. I'm powdering. She'll make a song out of anything. So definitely sing. What is it? Sing instead of speak.
No, sing every time you speak.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Well, for you, honey, I know you would like to sing, but definitely dance. Because for those who don't know in the audience, my husband is a part of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. He was the step master at Ohio State while he was there. But he really does, he loves to dance, and not really the dance. He's very smooth. You know, he just like to, so even when he's doing something around the house, he just gonna smooth, like, you know, like cool daddy.
Say it.
Yes.
Say it.
Yes.
Let's bring the microphone closer.
Yes.
Let her say it.
It's all about the love. It's all about the love and the fun and the love. So we're about wrapping up. I thank you guys so much for just taking time to be with us, taking time to have conversation, taking time to kind of just encourage and just to motivate someone to understand that it doesn't matter that you're in a relationship or that you're married or that you're trying to establish a relationship. Whatever you do, we just want them to understand that it's important that they keep the fun and love. And I will want to ask you guys this question. I want each of you to answer this because, again, as you know, my podcasts are always just to motivate and encourage people to be their best selves. Share one tip, just one tip. Share something with our listening audience that would encourage and empower them to keep the fun going either in their marriage or keep the fun going in love. What's a tip that you would share with them? You guys have years of experience. I will share this about the couples that are on. I've been around both of you all, and I smile being around you and in your presence because of the love that exudes out from you all. You can tell that it's genuine, and I think it boils down to everything that we've talked about on the show, as far as being able to communicate, to what did you say, to sacrifice and compromise. I love about the stages and fun. I mean, the fun and stages, you know, as you move along in your relationship. But I love it. Hensley's, I love how you two have this playfulness about yourself as if you are still like dating or courting. And I love that about you. And Alan's, when I'm in your presence, you know, friend, I always laugh at you because, you know, that's my man. Like get it together. And this, you guys have been together, like you said, like over 30 something years. But I love it because it exudes out. And so I wanted this show, and I wanted, you guys know I'm prayerful. I pray about everything. That's no secret to anyone. I wanted to make sure that people saw that there's still couples out there that are authentic, that's in love, and that's still having fun. But you share with the audience, share a tip to those who are out there listening.
Well, I'll just say this. I'll say this to men in general, but Black men specifically. Put in the work. The reality of the situation is that a lot of couples will see Alphonse and Francetta Allen and think we got here overnight.
Right.
A lot of disagreements, a lot of family conferences when I didn't have the kids to run interference on. The reality of the situation is that you learn to communicate. You grow closer together. You learn to get on the same page. And so you got to put the work in. It's really that simple.
That's good.
And I would say at work, I'm one of the older ones there, and definitely one of the ones that's been married the longest. And I will tell any young couple, older couple, keep people out your business.
Mhm.
You can't,
Mm.
when you have people that have never been married,
Mm.
or on
Mhm.
their third or fourth marriage, giving
Mm.
advice. No, no, that's not going to work. I when they ask me, I tell them I might be the boss here, but at my house, he's the head of the house. He's the boss. I seen the boss's job. I don't want that job. He does that. So I appreciate and just keep people out of your relationship.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
very
good.
good. Very good.
Thank you. Hensley?
I guess I would say to not take things for granted.
Mm. Mhm.
Tomorrow's not promised. The Coopers, we had a conversation when Jerry and I had the pleasure of sitting down with them at their home, and we shared a story that back in 2009, I almost lost Jerry. She had a cerebral aneurysm.
Mm.
And when that happened, that was not on her to-do list, obviously.
Right.
And things could have turned out so much different.
Wow.
And so I'm blessed to still have her. And then with the type of work that I do, and with you gentlemen as well, being pastor, unfortunately, you have many conversations with individuals and families who've lost loved ones. So, just to enjoy the time with your spouse. You have conversations with an individual who may have lost his or her spouse, and you think you don't care how upset you are with your spouse, you still have him or her. And that individual that lost their spouse would likely do anything to get them back.
Yeah.
Never take the time or your spouse for granted.
Love it. Love it.
For me, it's remembering what brought you two together. So I love it, Yolanda, when you said that you see the playfulness. And that's how we started. And that's what we continue to do. And we will be blessed to continue that playfulness because that is what brought us together. We enjoy each other. We enjoy life. And so for me, the tip would be remember what brought the two of you together. Keep that going. Grow, blossom. So that way, when that time comes that relationships will end, have that memory of being together and what brought you together and the growth that kept you together.
Amen.
Love it. Honey?
Oh, I would say listen to your spouse and hear your spouse, more importantly. If they tell you they don't like something, then listen to them. If they tell you they do like something, then listen. Whenever they give you a hint as to what brings them enjoyment, don't just let it fall on deaf ear, but store it away somewhere in the front of your mind so that you can recall it and act on it. I believe that's one of the big parts of a successful marriage is being able to listen and to hear when the other person speaks and understand what they're trying to tell you.
That's good. That's good. So I will add that I think it's important that you make time to be together. I think with all the busyness and everything that goes on, we make time to go to work. We make time to go to our doctor's appointments. We make time to get our oil change. We make time for everything else. And I really believe that you have to make time for each other. Like for us, Friday night is our date night. So we're either together, house dating, outside dating, or we're with another couple. Hensley's, we've been with you on a Friday night. But that's important, but you have to make time. You may be tired. He laughed because sometimes I fall asleep on him, but we're together. And so you want to make sure that you make time together. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been awesome. I am so excited. I am so blessed to even have you all in our circle as part of our heart. I hope someone out there has been encouraged just to share your tips. We heard you have to put in the work. You have to keep people out of your business. You have to not take each other for granted and make sure you enjoy the time together. And then I heard, don't forget what brought you together. Then I heard, if your spouse or loved one is talking, listen, but don't just listen. Hear what they're saying and understand what they're saying. And at the end of the day, make sure you make time for each other. I am so excited. I am Yolanda Cooper with Yolanda Motivates. I want you to subscribe, like, share, and I am looking forward to the next time when we will be here so that you can be empowered, motivated to be your best self. Remember, you just can't be alive. You have to live. Until next time,